And we have a hut over here. Skunk and the fox are the softest one. Something super evil is attached to this friggin' lamp here. Fortune-telling cards. The McLean County History Museum started in 1892. It has some serious potential for items with attachments. I very much believe that items can have attachments. Oh, and there's a lot of them in here that do. That one's making me dizzy. That thing's horrible. It's seen some things. Spirits can actually attach to you, touch you, cause you harm, but that doesn't have to be scary because you can have authority. Extra wheels are important because we don't want to get stranded. I'm Brixenta and I can see, hear, and feel spirits. Today we are on Route 66 at the McLean County History Museum. Let's get into the video, and I forgot to wear merch today, so maybe I can Photoshop some on. Merch in the description below. Anyways, let's explore this history museum. It is a gorgeous place. Right now we are in a courtroom. This is the courtroom Abraham Lincoln himself would have been in, as well as David Davis, which I can talk to you a little more about David Davis, but Abraham Lincoln was very much connected to this place, and there's a lot of history that went down here. This is like a newer part of the courthouse because the original one actually burned down. Let's explore. The McLean County History Museum started in 1892. This museum has more than 18,000 objects from the past, which means it has some serious potential for items with attachments. Preparing for the supernatural is so important so that you can stay safe and you can tap in and out easier. Stay safe? What do you mean supernatural be dangerous? How? Spirits can actually attach to you, touch you, cause you harm, but that doesn't have to be scary because you can have authority. Boundaries in the spirit realm are just as important as here in the earthly natural realm. Alright, so I was going to film the intro right here because I get to sit next to Abe Lincoln, CC, but I think it's going to be too loud and noisy because of all the traffic and people walking by, so let's go in. Somebody was in here, but they left. And this is really fun. I just really want to play with it. Oh wait. I need my bow. Is there a bow? Nope. That's a recorder. I'm so sad. Where's a cello? But I still need a bow. What else do we have? You want some tea? I don't have a teacup, but I have a plate. And I have a pitcher. What's that? Let's see. Fortune-telling cards. You want 1800s fortune teller to tell your fortune, I think. I think that's 1800s. There's a cup. We got lots of stuff in here. That is... Oh, it's a journal. We got big dates. Can we play some checkers? We don't have pieces to play checkers. Otherwise I'd play checkers. We got a Bible. I dropped. Oh, the fortune-telling cards fell on my foot. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm gonna make a fortune now? Because I'm walking? Now my feet are fortunate? I'm goofy. I don't know what this is. Oh. Was very well off and never had children before she died. She gave you this set of elegant gold pearl rhinestone jewelry. This area is really fun over here. So over here we have the covered wagon, which is pretty cool. It's got all our stuff in it so that we can travel along and not go hungry. We can have chairs to sit in, and we can churn our butter and extra wheel. Extra wheels are important because we don't want to get stranded. And we have a hut over here. The skunk and the fox are the softest ones. We can make a fire. The fire is not going right now. I'm not very good at making fires, sorry. But we got some helpers over here, don't worry. So they're gonna take care of that for us. And then, I don't know, this feels like a very fun area. I like it over here, I don't know. And this table of food looks so realistic. That dress is really pretty. I would totally wear a dress like that. Can you even see it? The glare. But this food looks so realistic. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? Okay. So paintings that are seen on the center ceiling in the building represent peace and prosperity, which are absolutely gorgeous, by the way. The mosaic motifs on the floor, which again are beautiful, were laid by hand and associated with the Greek god Dionysus. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. And the Roman god Bacchus, the god of wine. I will put the names here. Hopefully I didn't butcher them too badly. Okay, so we are in the, right here. So this is the farm area. It smells interesting. I'm getting some strange feeling from this window. Don't know what that means. But, like, that's the second time that rooster scared me. I've been here multiple times before and I've never felt anything like crazy. But I know that this place has a lot of history, and the courthouse upstairs is super nice, super pretty. But I know that like the old courthouse, I believe I got a picture of it, I think, is across the street. They rebuilt it in something else now, but it had burned down along with a bunch of the other town, a bunch of this area of the town. And then they put the courthouse up here. I think Abe Lincoln was actually part of it. We'll go up there and I'll tell you the actual history. But it's pretty cool because you can see like the actual history of this area, because this is on Route 66, so you can see the history of like when it developed, what things they used, what the place kind of looked like. It's a really nice museum, actually. This is one of my favorite things. I don't know why you can't do anything with it, but I think it looks so cool. Hopefully there's nobody back here disturbing. Oh, I thought that was somebody. Oh, I felt bad for a second. There's nobody there. So this looks like a bank vault. Oh, here, I'll turn the camera around. Hold on. How cool is that, right? You really can't do much with it, but isn't it cool? Like, it doesn't open or anything, but it just looks cool. I really like that. And then of course, like, you can watch the videos and stuff. Most of the videos I don't really watch, I get bored, but there's a couple of interesting ones in the other room. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like asking, like, okay, God, like what's going on in the spirit in here? And like there's some activity in here for sure. Like nothing feels or looks super crazy except that window that I showed you. Oops, right there. That window, something with that window. I guess when I look up the history, I'll see if I can find anything. But other than that, it's like I feel some spiritual stuff going on in here, but like nothing like super crazy. So, but I think this room's kind of overlooked a lot because there's not usually very many people in here. That rooster every time. Let's go to the next room. Also, these floors are so cool and so, okay, that statue's a little creepy, but the ceiling, this place is beautiful. And this is all marble. The stairs are all made out of marble. If you can tell, the stairs are all made out of marble. As for the spiritual side, many feel panic here or even get dizzy, which I am one of those people that got dizzy.
sometimes feel sharp pains in the chest, or even smell fire. Some report that they have tunnel vision going up and down the marble staircases, which are gorgeous, by the way, absolutely gorgeous. Some feel a rush of emotions, which I am some of those people, in the courtrooms, including anger. I didn't feel anger, but I did. There was a whole bunch of stuff, and it didn't feel great in the main courthouse, in the main courtroom, which may be due to one of Lincoln's cases, which is quite interesting if I do say so. They were normally minor squabbles that Lincoln took on, but his good friend Hill Lamont asked him to help with this murder case. And it is quite an interesting case. If you get the chance to look into the full history of this case, I highly recommend it because it goes in depth. Isaac Wyant was found guilty in one of the first cases in history to result in acquittal due to temporary insanity. This was due to the chloroform used on him as a surgical anesthetic after losing his arm. The court case, I think, goes into why he lost his arm as well. He was then committed to an insane asylum. This and the energy of the 1900 fire are the most notable energies people report feeling.
Let's go in the next room. This is Abraham Lincoln in McLean County. So here it says, after the 1858 Lincoln Douglas debates, Fell asked Lincoln to write something about his life and career so newspapers back east could share a story with voters. So this is a letter. And this place is interactive. It's so fun. Like, you can write with a, oh sorry, I'm not even trying. You can write with a, oh there we go. Can you see it? Where's going away? Sorta, there's my name. Oh, I forgot. So I came over here. I lost the footage because I didn't know I wasn't filming. But I came back here, which you can watch the video here. But I was looking at these seats, and I've been sitting here deleting some things so I had more room and storage. But like these 3 seats, when I came back here, felt very, something was going on with them. Now it only feels like this one right here, and it's giving me the chills. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's that. This is like a replica of Lincoln's office. It's pretty cool. We can go to the other side and see it better. Well, let's do that. I don't really feel much else in here besides where I just pointed out so far. We haven't got maybe a little, I don't know, not too bad. Nothing's making me dizzy or nauseous, so that's good. I really like the woodwork. So here is a replica of Lincoln's office. I think it's pretty cool. Feels like something's going on over here as well. I feel like I'm almost getting memories, but not quite. I don't know how else to describe that. I don't really know, like I don't really feel anything specific. A lot of times I can discern spirits, but like now I'm like just feeling some things, but like not anything specific. So I don't know what to say on that. This room feels very different than that room though. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I know this is like not, not very descriptive and helpful, but like I'm not really getting any pictures and I'm just feeling things. A lot of times I could discern things, but I'm not really getting any discernment on anything. I'm just feeling like stuff's going on here, or there's not. That's about it. So it's nothing like evil, nothing crazy, nothing like that. So let's move on to the next place.
If you try to go into the supernatural unprotected, that leaves you susceptible to harm. I don't know why susceptible is so hard to say. Things that happen in the moment can be scary, but an attachment could wreak havoc on your life. So much of how I experience the supernatural is feel and discernment, so it's kind of hard for me to actually explain, but I'm gonna try. Also, the supernatural is generally based on beliefs and opinions, so it's really hard to prove or explain overall in general anyways.
Okay, so the last room I didn't really feel anything in. Dude that walked in smelled really good though. I walked out, oh, whoa, that was really strong though. So I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't really that close to him. But I didn't really feel anything in that room, but it was a really fun room. Let's take a look around here and see. This room smells really interesting, like old house that smells good, like air freshener. I don't know. Like, have you ever been to somebody's house that's like super old and like it has that old smell, but then like there's like the new, like it's not like super fragrant, but like you can tell they had like air freshener or something in there because like it still smells good. It's kind of what it smells like. That was a bad description, sorry. Let's take a look around. Okay, we're still on the first floor. We have got 2 more floors to go through. So this is the picture of the jail that I was in. Hopefully I remember to put it in this video. We shall see. I actually really like this room too. Over there is really cool, but we'll get there in a minute. And tartan. The Scots came over here. Happy. I love Scotland so much. Anybody that knows me knows that. I love Scotland. Some medical equipment. I think it's really cool. I don't know if you're interested in this. I don't really feel anything over here either. Maybe a little, but nothing crazy. I do believe there's an angel up there by the clock. Just watching over. How terrifying is that? Can you imagine being in there? I don't know why that was laughing at it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh, this floor feels very hollow. Oh, okay. Let's see how tall I am. So I'm 5'5", but I have Chucks on. So they make me a little taller. So let's see how tall they make me. No way is this, wait, 5'8"? No way. 5. Make me 3 inches taller? Maybe. By the way, this is an anatomical heart and a cross with a rose. I think they're very pretty. I got them both in the TikTok shop, of course. I like this area. I'm not really feeling much. I wish, here. I don't know if you feel it, but something icky is staring at me, standing right on the other side of this door, like it wants to close me in here. If it does, it's fine, but let's not, because this floor, I think this floor is hollow. Like, what the heck? Like, it feels like I'm gonna fall through. Anyways, I don't like whatever that is. I told it to go away and it did. Okay. Y'all probably think I'm crazy. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just are like, I feel more sane now. This room is cool. I don't feel anything in here at all. Okay, now let's go over here. Let's go over here. I don't think anybody's in here. If they are, they think I'm in a case, I'm sure. This is like the work area. Like all the jobs through the times. I don't really feel anything in here either. So I felt that angel by the clock, and then I felt that one icky something. Oh, and there's another bank vault here. How cool, right? I still think it's so cool. But like this part, I don't feel anything. If you guys see or feel anything, let me know, because you might see some things that I missed, feel some things I missed, hear some things I missed. You might hear some things I missed, but it's like the angel's still there. It's like it has a job. Like it's watching over, but there's nothing like crazy happening, which I think that's probably why. I feel like it's keeping that thing in check. The thing's back over here. It's just like lurking, the icky thing. Kind of making my stomach turn a little. Nothing crazy, but I don't like it. So let's go to the next room. I think we have to go upstairs.
Inside the museum is the old courthouse. The original courthouse was a simple structure built in 1831 until they built an upgraded brick building in 1839, in which Abraham Lincoln practiced law from 1839 to 1860. The third courthouse was massive, and in my opinion, absolutely beautiful. It was a project in 1868 that cost $420,000 to build. What does that mean in today's value? That means $7 million. Yeah, a big project. But in 1900, there was a massive fire burning down much of that part of town. The town wanted to save this building, but unfortunately, there was just too much damage. So what they did is they rebuilt the structure using the original building as its footprint. They did also carefully deconstruct the damaged building. That way they could use some of the parts, some of the materials for the next building they were about to build. So I think that's pretty cool. So a lot of the building is from the original building. It's just rebuilt.
Okay, so the next level is a rotating exhibit that I haven't ever seen before. This level, right here, we have the courthouse that I was talking about. There's definitely some stuff in there. I think this is just like a storage room, so I'm not gonna go in there. But aren't these windows pretty? And then over here, I believe, is the library. Yeah. So this is the library, like an actual library where you can check out books and things. There's some articles in here. I definitely don't want to go in the library and talk because... Okay. I've never been in here either, but I think it's like more library-ish stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and go in the courtroom. I don't think anybody's in there, so let's go in the courtroom. Okay, this is interesting. So, first of all, they used to have a bunch of chairs set up, like, I didn't think they were movable either. I thought they were, like, in there. Or maybe they were just these chairs. They were just organized differently. This room smells like it was just on fire. Like, it doesn't smell like there's a fire, but it smells like this room was just on fire. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a really different smell than the rest of the place, which is interesting because I don't think it smelled like that last time I was in here. It's been a while. It's been over a year since I've been in here though, so it smells much older too. But dude, everything is so pretty. Even the ceilings and the chandeliers. Like, look at that. Gorgeous, right? So Abraham Lincoln himself, as well as David Davis, would have been in here, which we could probably go to the David Davis mansion as well. It's also in the same town. And because David Davis and Abraham Lincoln both knew each other. David Davis was one of the richest people around. Okay, so this area here, this is where this jury would have been. This is where like everybody watching would have been. This is where the people on trial would have been. The judge. I think the plaintiff would have been on this side. And then obviously whoever's being questioned would be in that chair right there. And it's really beautiful. Like, so much detail to just everything. But this room is making me a little dizzy. There's a lot of stuff going on in this room. I don't really know. Like, ooh, I'm like off balance here. Okay, so like in the chandeliers, I can see some like icky stuff. Not like physically, just like in my mind's eye. Nothing feels like horrible except for in the chandeliers. Don't know why. That's super weird. And it's all of them. Yeah, pretty much all of them. Yeah, I don't know. This room feels weird, like spiritually really weird. I haven't noticed it before, but I tend to not look into things unless there's a purpose, because having it on all the time is completely exhausting. So I've never really been in here and like asked. It's never made me feel dizzy until today though. This corner feels off, like where these pictures are. These pictures, like this corner feels off. But like all these chandeliers just, like up above. I don't know. So this is a weird room. It's definitely got some weird energy in here. Weird vibes, but they do a lot of stuff in this room. So like, I've seen performances in this room before, and then they've had a bunch of like random weird things, like events and things like that take place in this room. So there's a lot of people in and out of here, and people that wouldn't even normally go to the museum. So that could be why. I'm kind of surprised it's not being used right now. Okay, let's go upstairs and see the next exhibit.
I have many stories, but I'll tell you about the time my friend was possessed. My friend at the time. Side note, it's nothing like in the movies. This particular person, I saw it happen quite a few times. It's really unnerving. It's a little scary, but it's not anything like the movies. It's I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but I'm gonna try. At this point, I didn't know what I was doing and made a lot of mistakes, resulting in attachments of my very own. Yay. Yeah, I'm doing this in hopes that you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same ones. That light died. I don't know why. I only used it for like half an hour. Anyways, I can tell you more details of the actual events in storytime video, but for now, I'll just give you the shorthand version. So what happened was her face would like seem to change. Like it still looked like her, but she seemed like an entirely different person at the same time. like I said, it's really hard to explain. It would then often start saying weird things out of character or mean. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't her normal way of speaking. She sometimes would throw herself onto the ground, flailing about, but it wasn't a seizure. Like, she was like always responsive, and even if it did like seem out of character, she would always respond in some way. It wasn't always a good way, but she would be responsive. I would pray for her in those moments. That was my first mistake. Why was that a mistake? It's because if somebody is not ready to let go of that attachment for good, what'll happen is they end up, sometimes consciously, sometimes subconsciously, but they'll end up calling back in that spirit. And when that happens, that spirit is actually stronger and bigger than it was before. So if they call it back in, it actually makes their lives harder and more difficult, and the thing that was giving them problems is worse. And if you haven't done things properly to protect yourself, things can attach to you too. Found that one out the hard way too, which was my next mistake. I did not do things to protect myself at that time because I didn't know. I did nothing to prepare or protect myself. So in trying to help her, I ended up with an attachment myself, making things harder on her and me. So I got my own attachments, making my life more difficult. This happened quite a few times too. You would think that I would have figured it out sooner, but I didn't. The supernatural is hard to figure out if nobody's walking you through anything and you're just figuring it out on your own. Each time the possessions would manifest, they would be louder, longer, and harder to deal with. Now that I understand things more, it makes sense. Each one getting more and more scary. And each time she would walk away, and when she came back the next time, things on her life were also starting to get worse and crazier. And at the time, again, I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't connect anything until later. And me having no protection in place, my life also got harder and crazier each time. Now I do things like pray regularly, journal, pray a hedge of protection around myself, summon angels, things like that to call in protections. Sometimes I have like physical objects, but most of the time it's just prayer. I started experiencing things like voices in my house when no electronics were on and no one was home. Eerie feelings that weren't there before. Odd sounds like wind that the wind actually wasn't there, but it would sound like wind. My life got harder because things started going wrong. One thing after another. It was like I was struggling, and then it just got worse instead of getting better, because normally things get better, but this was actually just getting worse and worse. Of course, again, at the time I didn't put any of this together. I didn't understand what was going on, so it wasn't until much later that when I learned more about the supernatural, I realized what big mistakes I had made that caused my life and her life so much. Actually, multiple people. It wasn't just her, but like she was just the one that happened the most with. I just wasn't being smart about things. So when you do this stuff, be smart about it. Find people who have experience, who know what's going on. You don't have to be like a high priest to do this stuff, but do find people with experience. Now I regularly pray protection over myself. If I feel like things might get intense, I summon angels to come along and protect and guide me. And then if things get too intense, I summon angels to actually fight for me, and I pray extra protection over myself and even the environment like immediately around me. I also regularly journal and ask for insights and protection. I keep my skills sharp by regularly practicing as well as talking to others and practicing with others. Why is regularly such a hard word to say? I regularly journal. I need to figure out a different word. I often journal and pray. Prayer time helps keep my house clean, and the cleaner your house, the less likely unwanted things will disrupt life. So metaphorical, spiritual house, whatever you want to call it. I mean, regular life happens. Like, someone breaks an ankle or your car gets hit. Life is just life. But it isn't usually this huge pile of thing after thing and feeling after feeling. Like, there's something spiritual going on there. Like, feeling like that. Like, feeling like there's something spiritual happening.
Holy cow. It is. I feel a lot of activity in here, which